Hello. So in this video, I have a manga haul, and as you can tell by the title, I have something very special, but I'm going to show those books at the end, so you're just going to have to wait for that. I have 46 volumes. All of these volumes I think were bought in the month of June. I could be wrong. I don't know when this video will be uploaded, but probably later in July or maybe even August when I get around to uploading it. Anyway, 46 volumes. I'm going to try and go through them like I usually do. And I also want to say, check me out on Twitter and Instagram. I believe it's just Totalhenry. There are links on my YouTube channel to those social media accounts. I'll have links in the description and maybe on the screen itself. But just, I don't know. I've been posting a lot of art on Instagram and on Twitter, and you can see images of the manga I buy over there before I make a video, or sometimes if I'm just buying one book, I might not even put it in the video. Anyway, just, if you're interested in seeing the stuff that I create and art that will never be seen on YouTube, just, I don't know, give me a follow, whatever. Anyway, or subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. Anyway, so let's get into it. The 46 volumes, the first stack of books, I got these from the Reddit manga swap subreddit thing where you're buying from like an actual person who's selling you their used volumes. So the first series I got was Gigant. So I got volumes 1, 2, 3, there's a glare, volume 4, volume 5, and then volume 6. This is a 10-volume series, I believe, and it's by the same author as it's written and illustrated by the same guy who did Gantz, which I know is incredibly popular. So originally, I told the seller that I was just interested in these books, but then he told me that I didn't read his post correctly, and you need to have like a minimum amount, or you need to buy a minimum amount, because he didn't want to ship smaller orders. I'm assuming it's a he. I keep saying he. It could have been a she. But so because of that, I decided, okay, well, I really want Gigant, so I guess I'll just buy another random series. And I got A School Frozen in Time. I got the entire series. It's a short 4-volume series. I don't know anything about this one, but I figured, he was selling this series for cheap, so I figured I would buy it. And I read the not the summary, but I read like the synopsis online before I bought it, and it looked pretty cool. On a snowy day, like any other, classmates and childhood friends Hiroshi and Mizuki arrive at school to find the campus eerily empty. Before long, they find themselves trapped inside with 6 other friends, and even stranger, all the clocks have stopped at a very specific moment, the exact time when a former classmate jumped off the school roof to their death 3 months earlier. It turns out that this departed friend is their way out of their current predicament and may even be among their group, but no one can remember who it was that took their life on that sad day. The students must face themselves and their past memories to piece together the identity of the suicide victim or risk a similar fate. With their lives lost forever and forgotten inside these frigid school walls. So I read that and I thought that sounds pretty cool. The art looks really familiar. Like I can't place it. Like I don't think I've read anything by this creator. This is art by Naoshi Arakawa, story by Mizuki Tsujimura. So anyway, it sounded pretty cool, and plus I wanted Gigant. So I have read Gantz. I don't have any of the volumes in my collection because I wasn't a big enough fan of it. Like I loved it at the very beginning of the series, but then later arcs, especially towards the end, they're like aliens, or they were in like another planet with like giants or something. I don't know. I felt like it got away from it a little bit, and I just wasn't that into it. And I'm seeing a lot of people are talking about the omnibuses now, and there's part of me that wants to give another chance, that wants to try it again. I know there's a little bit of fan service in Gantz, and I feel like a lot of the volumes I've been buying lately have been some sort of fan service related. So I don't know. Maybe I should try it again, because I do remember loving the beginning part of Gantz. Maybe I should just buy those volumes. But anyway, I heard of Gigant. Gigant is about Ray dreams of being a big-ticket film director, but when he stumbles into a chance meeting with a busty adult film star, his high school life takes a turn for the strange. Not only does his favorite porn star like him, she gains the power to grow to an enormous, towering size. Is alien technology to blame? Time travel, the end of the world? All manner of bizarre troubles lay ahead, and a gigantic woman is just the tip of the iceberg. So I didn't really know much about this. I just knew that it was by the same guy who made Gantz, and there was, and I sort of figured there would be a lot of fan service and a lot of crazy action, and it just seemed interesting to me, and I got a good deal from on the Manga Swap site. I forget how much I paid for this. Maybe I should have gotten the number ahead of time, but I think it was like $60 for all 10 of these volumes, including the School Frozen in Time. I didn't pay that much for them, so I thought it was a pretty good deal. Excited to read Gigant, and I have I have 60% of the series, so I can easily decide if I want to get the last 4 volumes. And the School Frozen in Time just seemed interesting. I rambled about those 2 series for longer than I planned. So the next books I'm going to talk about, I believe I got these from Amazon. I don't know if people care about the location of where I got them. So I got Library Wars Volume 3 and Library Wars Volume 4. And I'll just show this one too. Kaiji Volume 4. So I'll talk about Kaiji first. I don't know if this needs much of an introduction. I feel like a lot of people know about this series. I think this was a pretty big what's it called? Release when the license got announced. I have the first 3 volumes already. Huge fan of the series. The art is a little weird, and but just like the games and the psychological I guess I want to call it like warfare. If they're like the rock paper scissors game in volume 1, and all the other stuff. I just think it's such a fun read. It's such an entertaining read. I kind of forget that the characters look really weird. When I'm in my own life and I see someone with a giant nose, I think to myself, they have a kaiji nose. That's just how this series has affected my own personal life. But anyway, I'm super excited to read this. I know I'm probably going to go back and read the first 3 volumes first, which will take some time. So I might not get to this for a while, because these volumes they take a while to read. Like there's so much dialogue, and it goes so the author goes so in depth with the various games, and I think that's one of the things that people love about it. I know that's what I like about it. Now, Library Wars, this is a shoujo series. It was based on a novel by I think the woman's name is Hiru Arikawa. It says original concept by her, but I think she wrote a novel, and then it was turned into a manga, which is created by Kiroyumi. I don't know why I'm saying the names. I can just hold them up to the screen. You guys don't have to listen to my horrible Japanese pronunciation. But I read most of this manga years and years ago. Like, I read it online. Like, I read the first 7 volumes. If my memory is correct, like, I feel like I read them all in one sitting. Like, I couldn't put it down. Like, it was just so good. And I think I bought the first 2 volumes at the time, and then I just kind of forgot about it. And recently I remembered that I had it, and the series is over now. It's 15 volumes long. So now I really want to complete it. I feel like I went through this phase of just buying all these new series and not completing the series that I already had. So now I'm like looking at my collection and thinking, okay, what series have I started that I really like that I want to complete? And Library Wars is one that I really want to finish. Some of the volumes are, I think they're all out of print, but some of them are more expensive than others. None of them are too crazy expensive. Considering I paid $100 for like a volume of Triage, I think it was Triage X Volume 4. It was like $89, and then the rest was like shipping. I think I paid for like express shipping. That's why it was. Anyway, it came out to $100 total. So the point I'm trying to say is I'm not going to have a problem spending $30 on one of these Library War volumes. I just know that I loved what I read, like the first 7 volumes that I read years ago. I just thought it was fantastic. It's about, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was about, but it was sort of about a world where books are being censored or books are being banned. And this girl, she works at this library. She's the main character, and she works at a library, and the library's job is like to, as you can imagine, to protect the books and keep them from being burned or destroyed. And most of the time, the women in this world, they end up working more as like secretaries, but she wants to be like a library cop. Like she wants to be almost like there are these soldiers that actively like fight to defend the books, and she joins the library cops, or I forget the exact term for it, but and this guy is like her superior, and there's a romance going on between them, and there's this like mysterious she met this mysterious guy who inspired her to be like join the library. It was the Library Defense Force, that's what it was called, not Library Cop, Defense Force. And so she like idolizes this person. So it's such a really great. I just remember it so fondly. There was some great action scenes. There was some humor. There was this funny dynamic because the guy, I forget his name, he's really, really short. She's taller than him. So there's lots of weird kind of jokes about that. And he's supposed to be her superior. And there's lots of sweet moments, action scenes. I loved it. And I don't read a lot of shoujo manga. I don't have a lot of shoujo manga in my collection, but that's definitely one that I want to complete, and hopefully I can do it. I say sooner rather than later. I don't think the volumes are going to get any more expensive, but I don't know. I'm sure once I sit down and read through the 4 volumes that I have, I'll be like, I have to buy the rest of them. Anyway, leave a comment if you've read any of these books, or just leave a comment in general. So the next stack of 3 books, I got these from Right Stuff, and every now and then I'm looking at Right Stuff, and it'll be a volume that, it's not available. So I'll click, email me a notification. And the volumes that I asked them to let me know when they were back in stock, it was Two Livre volumes. Their Two Livre comes in 2-in-1 omnibus editions, if you didn't know. So this is volumes 5 and 6, and then this is volumes 7 and 8, which is kind of weird because usually they will just have one number. So this would be like volume 4 or something, but whatever. So I believe Two Livre was 18 or 19 volumes in the original Japanese printing. I love Two Livre. I read it when I was in high school. Me and my best friend, we would read it, and then we would come to school and we would talk about it. We'd be like, okay, where are you up to? What chapter are you up to? And I always remember the moment in Bakuman where, I forget the character's name, but he was, it started with an F, but he was one of the assistants for Nizuma, and he called Two Livre a real man's manga, which I never forgot. And Two Livre is another manga that I want to complete. I'd like to show some art, but Two Livre is an ecchi series. It can be a little risque. The volumes are uncensored, so have to be careful. But I love Two Livre. I read Two Livre Darkness. I personally love Two Livre more. I just thought it was I don't know. I just thought it was funnier. I thought some of the stories were genuinely interesting. I thought the characters were fun. it's been a while since I've read a Tulavru volume, so now I have about 8 volumes worth of material that I can sit down and read. I also love Kentaro Yabuki, who is the artist on the series. He did Black Cat. No, it's over there. He did Black Cat. He's now doing the series Ayakashi Triangle. I think he's a fantastic artist. I would love to get Tulavru Darkness one day. I'm not in any rush, but that's just sort of like for completionist's sake. So then, in that same order with the Tulavru volumes, I got another book. I shouldn't be spending all this money on manga, but I was already buying those Tulavru books, and I was like, it's kind of stupid to just buy two books. Like, I should buy another one. So I bought a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time, and it was Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths. So it's kind of a weird haul to get fan service and then something really serious, but whatever. So this is by Shigeru Mizuki, and this is he's a very famous manga artist. I've heard him being described as the most famous manga artist that you don't know. He created the what was it, Kitaro, or those like a yokai series with a character whose hair like covered one eye, and that was his probably most famous character. But I love his war stories because he prior to becoming a famous manga artist, he was I guess he was drafted into fight during World War II. And while he was stationed in the Pacific, I don't know exactly where he was, he ended up losing one of his arms. He talks about this in this series, Showa History of Japan, which I do own and I highly recommend. I recommend anything that he's done. He's such an amazing creator. But if I remember correctly, I think he had like malaria, and he was sick, and all of a sudden, like a bomb, or I guess it was a bomb, or like there was I don't know what, like some projectile fell on the camp where he was lying, and he couldn't get up, he couldn't move, and he ended up losing one of his arms. I think it was up to his shoulder, or I guess like they had to amputate it. I don't know all the details, but so this is a story about he goes into more depth in this manga about his time during World War II. I'm not going to read all that. You can pause it and read it. So I don't know. I just find him really, really fascinating. I have a bunch of his series. I have a couple of volumes of his yokai series that I haven't yet read, but just based on his Showa History of Japan book manga that I read, and he also did a biography of Adolf Hitler, which was really, really interesting to see a Japanese person's take on Hitler. He seems like such a fascinating human being. He lived till he was about like 100. He died, I think, in like 2011. Maybe I might have gotten the year wrong, but he lived a very, very long time and was a prolific manga artist. All of this after he lost his arm in World War II, and he just seems like he had a fascinating life. I could talk about him for a long time, even though I'm not an expert on him, clearly. The last thing I'll say is I love his art style, how the characters are very, very cartoony, but then the backgrounds are super, super detailed. And if anyone's read Showa History of Japan, you'll know that, but you'll also know that the backgrounds are like sometimes just photographs. So it's like really photorealistic because he's just taken photographs of the historical events and placing them in there as the panels, as the cities. It was his work is fantastic, and I can't wait to read this. This might be a very depressing read. Okay, so the next I think these are 10 books. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. So the next 8 books come from Right Stuff, and it comes from the Right Stuff birthday sale. These are the most recent volumes that I got. I got them a few weeks ago. The Right Stuff birthday sale, I think, starts on like June 28th or something. So I keep telling myself I should stop buying manga, or at least read the ones that I have before I buy more. But this is such a good deal, or this, I knew the sale was happening, and I thought, I guess I'll allow myself to buy some books, because if I know I'm going to buy these books anyway, or I want to buy them anyway, I might as well do it when they're cheaper. So I got two sort of single issues, or you'll see what I mean. So I got Platinum End Volume 8. I know people don't like Platinum End, but I'm still far behind on it, and the volumes that I've read, like the first 3 or so volumes, I thought were pretty good. I also love Takashi Obata. I think he's one of the best manga artists out there. So I kind of want to own everything that he's done. This is another series that, just like with Library Wars, where I want to complete it. I feel like I'm pretty close to completing it. I think I've only read like the first 3 volumes, but I'm gonna buy all of it. I don't know if I'm gonna read it and then buy it, or whether I'm gonna buy all of it and then just read it once I have the books. But anyway, Platinum End, as always, I'm sure, I don't know about the story, but the art is fantastic. Then I got Berserk Volume 10. I'm still far behind with Berserk. I've read the first 4 volumes of Berserk. I like buying these volumes as the single volumes, as opposed to the big like 3-in-1 Dark Horse things. I think those look cool, but I just love having the individual covers and stuff like that. Berserk is fantastic, but I'm not going to talk about it that much, because everything's already been said, and I've only read 4 volumes, so I've not gotten to the good part of Berserk, like to the really amazing, this is the greatest manga ever part. But, I have 10 volumes now, so I have plenty of material. I believe the Golden Dawn arc, I hope that's correct, ends on volume 14, so I guess I'm almost done. I've heard people say that's the best part of Berserk. I don't know if that's true or not. I just recall hearing that somewhere. So then the last 6 volumes of this Right Stuff birthday haul, I got Sakamoto Days 3 through 8. So I already had the first 2, and they were doing a bundle with volumes 5 to 8, and these 4 volumes were like half price. They were like $23 for all 4. It was unbelievable. I'm sure by the time I post it, that's I think that offer will be long gone. So I'm sure many people took them up on their offer, but I'm super excited to have volumes of Sakamoto Days. I read it every single week, and I absolutely love it. I love the action. I've never really seen the covers of these before, and they're so So the colors, they're so vibrant. This is a fantastic series. I can't say enough about it. So when I saw that they had this bundle, I knew I had to buy it. And then I just kind of threw in the Platinum End and the Berserk volumes into my shopping cart, because I was like, it's only 6 volumes. I need to buy more. I'm going to show some art from inside. Oh boy. Like, the action scenes are just so cool. Hope that's showing up. Like, I look at sometimes I look at scenes in Sakamoto Days, like when they're just kind of standing around talking, and I find myself thinking, oh, the art's not that good. It's not that clean. But then during the action scenes, that's where the art really, really shines. And it's kind of like I feel like in Attack on Titan, I feel the same way about it. Like, when they're standing around talking, the art doesn't seem as good, but just the style of all the rough lines really, really works with the action scenes. And I'm sure people, again, Sakamoto Days, that's a series everyone's reading, so I don't have to talk too much about it. So finally, the last series, and as you can tell from the video title, it is Fist of the Blue Sky. This series is not available in English. I bought the entire 22-volume series on eBay for $75. I will show the volumes. I'm not just going to randomly talk about it. I've not read any of this series, but I love Fist of the North Star. I'm currently collecting Fist of the North Star. So I also love, God, what's the artist's name? Tetsuo Hara, the guy who draws Fist of the North Star. Is that correct? I think so. Whatever. Okay. I think it's Tetsuo Hara. Yeah. Okay. I have a list of like artists on my wall, like on a piece of paper that I wrote down, like these are my favorite like manga artists, and I was just looking for his name. Anyway, yeah. So I think Brunoson, I think that's his name. I think he also wrote Fist of the Blue Sky, or I think he was like a consultant for Hara Sensei. But anyway, this is supposed to be, I think, a prequel to Fist of the North Star, and I'm very, very excited to have it. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's show. So these are the first 11 volumes, and then we have volumes 12 through 22. So these are all in Japanese. There's a glare. I'm going to take my time and go through all the covers because the covers are absolutely beautiful. And this is why you should follow me on Instagram, because I posted pictures of all of these volumes, so you might be able to see it clearer. I also want to take my time because there's like, I think, art inside some of these front flaps, and there's cool color pages here, and I'm going to take some time and show you guys some of this art. Maybe I'll stop talking and maybe I'll put some music in as I show you guys some of the pages in here. I'm going to have a huge stack of books. This is volume 2. I'm probably not going to stop talking. So I am learning how to speak Japanese. I'm taking Japanese classes, so hopefully one day I'll be able to read these. Seems a little far away, but you know, this is. I don't want to call it just like a collector's thing, because I don't like the idea of just buying something purely for collecting. Like I will sit down and like I will read these. Like I'll read the series online, and I'll have the volumes right in front of me so I can, like, you know, follow along, and maybe I'll try something like when I do this with my Japanese volumes, I will try and pronounce the words. I'll try and read it out loud a little bit. I don't know how great that is. I don't know if that's the best tool for studying, but it's fun. I don't know too much about the series. I think it deals with like a Chinese mafia or something. So some of the first couple of volumes have this thing along the side. Bunch Comics. Yeah. It disappears after a while. Okay. Keep sticking my head around to see if it. The style of art seems pretty close to Fist of the North Star. I hope you're able to see all of these. I think I would say that Tetsuo Hara is my favorite manga artist ever. I mean, Takashi Obata is definitely up there. Oh yeah, this volume came ripped. I just remembered that. There was a rip here somewhere. Oh, there's also art back here. Do I have to go back and show you guys all of that too? I'm not going to do that. I'll try and do it from now on. Oh, here's the rip. There's a rip right there. And yeah, the seller told me that, I wasn't sure if it happened in shipping, but the seller told me that, yes, that was in fact the case, but they didn't immediately know about it. I guess maybe they run a company or something, and someone else just forgot to tell them that the volume was ripped. It's not that big of a deal. I thought about taping it, but I don't know if that's... I don't know anything about fixing books. It feels more complicated than just, let's put a piece of tape on it. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Are those the same stars? So I think he's using, the character here is using the same martial art that Ken uses in Fist of the North Star. I don't know the name off the top of my head. Something no Shinshu? Volume 8. This is a little weird. Like, it looks like a weird, like, superhuman AI or something. It's a little creepy. I heard Tetsuhara talking, or I read an interview where he was saying that he based Kenshiro on Sly Stallone in the latter part of the series. And when you look at some of his characters, you can see that. This is a nice... I like this picture. I feel like he doesn't usually draw... what's it called? Female characters. So this is volume 10. That's kind of cool. The colors are just so vibrant. I hope it's coming through here. How many yen is this? 500 yen, so it's about $5. I need to read my Fist of the North Star volumes. I keep buying the new ones that are coming out. I think I have the first 6. I think 9 are out. And I've only read, I think, 2 of them. I also have the entire Fist of the North Star series in Japanese, so I have it like multiple editions. I have some of the Fist of North Star full color master editions. Those are absurdly expensive now. Huh. I don't remember seeing this one. This looks like a character from Berserk. Okay. Massive stack. Hey, you can see it on camera. That's cool. Volume 12. Stupid glare. Giant Buddha statue. So I am trying to upload more videos. I wonder if there's a cross in the background. I wonder if there's if religion is part of the series, or if there's some sort of element of religion. Huh. Yeah, I am trying to upload more. In October will actually be the 10-year anniversary of my channel, and it kind of bothers me that I've not been uploading, or I took like a few years off. I took a couple months off. I feel like my channel a couple years ago, like back in 2016, 2017, was kind of growing a little bit, and then I just stopped making videos. So, I don't know, but it's been, I don't know, I'm 26 now. I started the channel when I was, in high school. I was 17. So a lot's changed. I like this cover. I don't know about the anatomy. Like, the arm seems a little big, a little excessive, but I guess that might just describe Fist of the North Star in a nutshell. A lot of the poses seem very similar. Like, it's really well drawn, but they seem a little static. I just can't get over how vibrant everything is. Maybe religion does play a role, because that looks like a church or something. Yeah, so I've been thinking about trying to, as I said, upload more videos, but maybe trying to do it like have a video every single week. Here's a blue wolf. It's kind of cool. So I feel like this is the same exact image on the cover, but just with like different hair or something. Huh. But yeah, so I'm thinking of drawing. I keep getting sidetracked by the illustrations. Again, I like his female illustrations just because I feel like they're rare, and she looks like she's like 7 feet tall. let's see if I can stack all 22 volumes on top of each other. Yeah, so I'd like to upload a video a week. Well, ideally, I'd like to upload one more often. I was doing the video for a while. I was doing a video every single day, or I was uploading the Pokemon art video every single day. For those of you who don't know, I started my channel. My first he seems out of place. Seems like a character from Scooby-Doo. I started my channel. My first video was a manga haul. I didn't show my face back then, but the main focus of my channel was drawing Pokemon, trying to draw all the Pokemon. Every now and then I do post a Pokemon video, and I'd like to get back there to doing that. But I'm drawing other stuff now, or life happens. I have jobs. The more I look at some of these illustrations, the more I think that maybe there is a religious element to it, or to the story, which I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Just a mark on the back of this book. Some dirt. Okay. Yeah, so I want to keep doing that. I started drawing the fourth. I'm currently on like the 4th generation of Pokemon. So I've drawn about almost 500 Pokemon. Well, I've drawn over 500 Pokemon if you count like Mega Evolutions and other forms. But I've drawn like 450 or 80 some odd like actual Pokedex entry Pokemon. And it kind of bothers me that I started drawing the Gen 4 Pokemon like 6 years ago, and I still haven't finished it. And I don't know how many there are in Gen 4, but I think it's less than Gen 1, I think. Like it's probably a little over 100, 120 or something. And the fact that it's taken me so long, I don't know. I can be very hard on myself. I hope this doesn't fall. A few more volumes, volume 19. Yeah, but I've also just, over the years, it's been 10 years, my interests have sort of changed. I would say that I still like Pokemon. I still love it, but like it's not the same. Like the obsession has changed a little bit. I want to draw things that are a little bit more interesting, that are harder to draw, and that's why I've been doing a lot of like anime characters and stuff like that. Okay, now this is like Jenga. Well, it's like the opposite of Jenga. Jenga, you take stuff away. Maybe I should pull a book out and just see if I can. Okay. Yeah, so I have a lot of hopes for this channel, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't particularly want to be a YouTuber. It would be kind of cool if I could just make these videos all day, draw Pokemon, draw anime characters, and that make a living. But I'd like to draw my own comics one day. So this is just sort of like, in a way, trying to build an audience, and I guess that's the best way of looking at it. I don't know what my audience is for now. I didn't expect to get this real with people. This is volume 21. I can't really make out what this image is on the back cover. There's like a person or something, and the glare is going to make it hard for you guys to see it. Camera doesn't want to focus. And honestly, given the viewer, I don't know what it's called, attention span numbers for my videos, most people are probably not going to make it this far, and they're probably not going to hear everything that I'm saying. So I'm kind of just talking to myself at this point, which I don't know. I'm kind of fine with that. So this is the last volume. Huge ensemble cover. And then there's a dragon. Maybe there's something about like Dragon Ball or something. I don't know. I wish I knew the years that this came out. It's 90s? No, that can't be right. Because Fist of the North Star, I think it ended in the 80s. Oh boy. Well, okay, that's an image to end on. Okay. Okay, so that is the video. Just hit 40 minutes exactly. I'm going to see if I can show you guys the tower. So see my... There we go. And all the way down here, you can see... This is the Shigeru Mizuki book. And then I have the other books back here. Or whatever. Okay. So, yeah, that's all the manga that I bought. Yeah, so it's about 46. It's not about. It's 46 volumes of manga. This is all, I think, from June. Hopefully, I upload this pretty soon. Hopefully, I upload, videos once a week, and I don't know when I'm going to have more manga videos, but I do want to upload more art videos. Leave me a comment, just in general. Just leave a comment. But, maybe if you have anything to say about the manga, if you any recommendations, things you think I would like, things you want to see me draw. People are always leaving me things like, someone said recently, draw Takamura, I think that's his name, from Hajime no Ippo. I love that idea and I'd like to do it. But it's it's time and things, other art projects and comic book submissions and work. But I'd like to do that. Please subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I mean, I don't know about Twitter, but like whatever, just anywhere you see Totalhenry, just click the subscribe, click the follow, ring the bell, all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching this video. I need a drink of water. My voice is starting to hurt. Thank you guys for watching.